Uh, I hope so. All right, perfect. Yeah, I don't know why that was acting up like that. All right, so we're 13 minutes in. No one has heard anything I just said throughout my wisdom, which is wonderful. This is why I love technology. So basically, what I've been rambling on for the past like 15 minutes is saying use your own personal connections when you're using LinkedIn, right? And you guys can still follow along because I'm screen sharing, thankfully, so I don't seem completely insane on this. So again, I'm leveraging my own personal connection to develop relationships, right? I encourage you to do the same. This is how I'm doing it. This is my own post I did this past week, and I'm using my own connection to do this. So again, I just reached out towards the person. So I'm gonna do this. And so now I already have a template I can use. So I can just swap and replace it to save me time. So that's what I'm just going to do. Yeah, I feel awful now. Knowing you guys didn't hear anything I said. It's very embarrassing. But it's okay though. Let's see. I'm gonna reach out towards, and we can literally go down the list and just connect with them. Anybody think I might be able to help out or help get towards the next goals? I can directly reach out towards them. I'll pause for a second. Any questions, even though I was on mute for like 14 minutes? Are there any questions about what we've gone over so far? No questions at all. All right, so let's continue. So again, now what I'm doing is I can literally just copy and paste and switch out the message, right? Because it's still the same audience, all right? And now I can build my connections up like this, right? To start the conversation. And then this is literally what I do every single day. I'll look at their background and what they're doing to see if I'm able to actually help them out. If I feel that I am, I'll send them a message or a connection request, all right? So it seems like I've already talked towards this guy as well. I'll also drop a message as well, right? And then we'll just continue to do this down for another probably 10 more people. Again, you can check their background, all right? See what they're doing, see if you're able to actually help them out. What you determine as someone's background and how you're able to help them out is up to you and what you want to get out of the relationship. All right. So that's something that will be dependent on you. This is my method and process that I normally do. So now I can just go through, check to see who will be a good fit for me reaching out towards, people that I don't know and never talked to before. And let's just go down the list from here. See. Let's Let's see. I'm gonna look at titles to see if I'm able to actually help them out. All right, which is why having a very good LinkedIn title, LinkedIn profile makes it very easy for me to actually reach out towards you. Because again, if I take me more than 10 seconds to figure out like who you are and what you're doing, then I'm out. All right. So being very clear and very concise is very important. Let's see. Let's see. I never really just want to continuously reach out towards them. Let me see. I reached towards this guy before. All right. And now let's see. Again, I said it's on mute, or was on mute. My mic didn't work. But it doesn't matter what someone's level or status is, everyone knows something, right? And more than likely that person's better than you at some aspect of their life, which can benefit you, right? So come in with an open mind for whatever someone is doing to see if you guys are able to build something out, right? Again, that's going to depend on what your end goals are, and I can't tell you what that is. I'm gonna guess everyone's here goal is cybersecurity because this is a cybersecurity show and a session, so I don't try to keep it towards that. Again, are there any questions at all about this process? Pretty straightforward. Hard part being consistent with this and doing this every single day, which is what I do. Doesn't matter if I work 4 hours or 16 hours in a day, I do this. I just intensely go into the list one by one to make sure it happens. Gonna check your background again, see if you're helping them out. All right. Believe I can. So I'll go in. And next we're gonna go through more cold outreach. So not direct connections of yours. No. Let's see. All right. So you can do the rest as well if you want to. You can continuously go on the list and just continuously do that. That's up to you. If you have a post that you want to use, that is fine. This is the process that I use in order to build connections. So I would just go on the list one by one to see who I know would actually help out and who I'm not. So a lot of really, really cool stuff here. All right. Next up, we're going to use non-direct connection. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my students' connections. Let's see. Sean has put a question up. Let's see. How often does the cold outreach elicit responses, and do you feel like you made meaningful connections with these individuals, right? Very good question, Sean. So I would say on average, the hit rate is above 50%. So what I did was more of warm leads. Those aren't cold leads. So for this, I'll probably get like maybe 70-80% hit rate. People actually responding back and answering my messages because they've actually taken the connection to actually connect with something that I've directly done that directly connects towards me. All right. So again, this guy connected with us, and we did this like maybe 2 minutes ago. All right. So the hit rate is pretty high for that, Sean. Right. It gets a little bit lower if you're doing like cold outreach, which is what I'm going to show you right now. And so this depends, right? So what I showed you right now have been directly I'll say hot outreach because they've already connected with you and they've already shown interest in something that you've done. The next step I'm going to do is warm outreach, right? Which is where there's some type of mutual connection. Cold outreach is someone completely random from a completely different person that you have no idea about. So this will be warm outreach. So I'm going to use Brenda. Brenda is one of my students, and so I want to leverage her connections in order to build my stuff up. So this is Brenda. She did her capstone with us last week. She did an amazing job as well. So I'm very proud of her. And so she's talking about her capstone. So what I want to do is I am going to see if there's anybody. Oh, someone has already commented on it. So I'll make sure I save that for later. Let's see if there's anybody else. These are all either judges or students of mine. So let me see. No, I probably can't. You probably couldn't support him based on where he's at. Looks suspicious. Looks like long too. So no. All right, let's go towards likes. Let's see. I know him. I think Ronello, or no Jose. He's a student. No one spoke towards him. Gina. Capone. I reached out towards Mercedes Cabrera. Michael. Let's see. All right, let's see. Have I reached out towards him? I have. He hasn't responded back, so we'll leave him alone for now. All right. Eugenia, I have not reached out towards her. So what I'm going to do is send a connection request. Add note, customize, so here if you put. All right. So for this one, here's what we have done. We have done this. So instead about for the other one, for the warm or the hot one that we did, especially about me, right? So what I did this time is I made it more about Brenda and them. So I don't really matter in this situation, right? Which is how it's supposed to be, right? Don't put yourself first, put them first. So what I did was I specifically made it about her, and I'm thanking her for her supporting Brenda's post. And I highlighted Brenda as well. So see how this becomes much more genuine and much more impactful than the director trying to ask for a job or ask for money, which does happen. Don't be surprised, guys. Or asking for help, right? Again, lead with how you're able to help them out, not how they're able to help you out, right? Lead with that value, right? Because again, it's very awkward in like a real life scenario. If someone comes up towards Ariel and asks her for money or asks her for help, and she had no idea who they are, right? It's very uncomfortable and it's very awkward, right? So make it about how you're able to help them out and how you're able to support them, right? And then once you do that enough times, right, over a long time period, that person will want to naturally help you out because we're human beings and that's how our brains are designed. So this is one way to do it. You can tailor, you can tweak your message as well, right? This is the way that I naturally talk, right? How you guys talk will be different than the way that I talk, so keep that in mind. Make sure her name's spelled right. Brenda, capstone, foreign students. Hit send. Looks good. All right. Subordinate. All right, let's take a look. Okay. All right. Looks good. I think I'm going to be able to help her out. We'll add a note, do the same thing. And now we're just going to switch it to names, and we're good to go. Make sure it's spelled right. It is. Hit send. Let's see. Do I know Michael? I don't think so. Looks familiar though. Let's see. Let's see. Does he does more cloud stuff? So he might be interested in what we do. It's Security Plus. So maybe I might leave him alone, right? And so advisory, this guy is Belwin. I don't see anything for cyber specifically, so maybe I leave him alone as well. All right. So I got two people, all right, so far. This is good. There's more people I can do as well. For example, let's go to one of my students, Paul Holmes. Let's see the message. All right, let's see. This is a post that Paul did. Let's show more. Same concept. All those people I probably already know. All right, let's see. I know Cabron. I know Justin works for me, so it doesn't count. Rodney, I don't know Rodney. Jared, I don't know Jared. All right. See, Kane. Ariel, she's on the call right now, so she doesn't count either. I know Kay. Joseph, yes, I'm pretty sure. Kenny, Eep, I don't think so. Anthony Mitchell, looks really familiar. Isaiah, no. Marcus, I think works at Capital One, if I'm correct. And then Kayla, no. All right, so let's take a look at that. I think that was, yeah, okay, that was it. All right, let's take a look at this. Let's see, data science. Is there anything for cybersecurity that I might be able to use or leverage from that? No, probably not. See Rodney, let's see. He knows Honor, which is really cool. What does he do? Cyber engineer. Awesome. All right. So might be able to help him out. So some connection requests. This is going to be different, right? This is not going to be the same one. Let's see. And after this will be the last one that I do. Then I go towards actual jobs. And I'll walk you through my process for it. One. So something simple like this. Guess you're starting to get a picture by now. I hit send. I go through the list and continue to do the same thing over and over again. Let's see. I reach out towards him. And I have premium, so I get more limits compared to other people. So it's been worth the money for me, personally speaking. And I'll send the message. We do have a question to the chat. We'll take a look at that. All right, Sako Kage puts, are search valuable for a Splunk role or friends way to go? You Splunk daily at my role in the knock, troubleshooting, authentication, radio attacks, was looking at Splunk power user. They're definitely beneficial if you're trying to get an actual job that specializes in Splunk, right? For whatever security, data, BI, infrastructure, networking role that you're trying to get. So that's always a good idea to get one if you're able to get one. So in my opinion, I would definitely try to go for one if you are, right? At the end of the day, having experience in Trump having the certification, right? The certification goal is just to get you noticed by the recruiters or hiring managers, right? And then your experience is what's going to close the deal, all right? Experience, your soft skills, you've been able to communicate and tell a story, what's actually going to get you that job that you want, and having a very strong network too. So search is one piece of the puzzle. Awesome question. Thank you, Sako Kage. Let's see. Anthony, I have hasn't responded back. We will leave him alone. Isaiah, Benjamin. Let's see. Some connection requests. Isaiah, send. Yeah, I'm already following him. He is Capital One, which is what I thought. Okay. So I'll pause here for a second before I get towards on the second part of my little demo that I had for you guys. Does anybody have any questions at all? Any questions, any comments that I'm able to answer before moving towards the next step? I'll take that silence as a no then. All right, next up. So I'm going to guess. Oh, no, those are for my students. That's what class is going on. So next up is going to be looking for jobs inside of LinkedIn, right? So one, this is why I don't really look at it. So this is a senior cyber threat hunter role that I'm going to probably apply for. Looks pretty cool and pretty interesting. And so there's a couple of key things to look for when I'm looking for roles, right? What are the responsibilities, right? So responsibility, qualifications, experience, and then skills and certifications, right? And also pay. That's really important too. So responsibilities. right? So one is find vulnerability penetration testing tools and techniques, right? Ensuring security systems from third servers, develop reports and threats, collecting and analyzing digital evidence, identifies and analyze threats, important hidden events within the network by using different measures, part technical expertise, employment activities and tools. So after looking at this, field verifications, this is something that I can definitely do. I have the skills for this, so this would not be too much of a stretch for me to actually do. They're actually not asking for extremely hard qualifications for it. Jupiter. This is definitely something I'd actually try to apply for. So people often ask when how to put this? My thought process is don't self-select yourself out, right? So if you meet anywhere between like probably between 60 to 80% of the qualifications, normally I say go for it, right? Because the worst thing they're gonna do is tell you no. So that's the worst thing they're gonna do is tell you no. So don't ever self-select yourself out. Let them tell you no. That's my biggest thing. We probably said that a lot of times on this channel as well. So always shoot your shot for most of the things, right? Obviously, if someone's asking you for you to be a heart surgeon and you're not a heart surgeon, then don't do it. You're wasting your time. But normally for these types of roles, if you meet like between 68% of the qualifications, you should qualify for it. So that is on that front. So for this, I meet probably like 80% of these qualifications. So we should be good on that. And then this is one opening. And they don't list the actual pay though. This is a little bit interesting. I've never seen it before. So if you use any tobacco at all, you can't get in, which I haven't. So that's surprising. But I don't smoke or drink, so I'm fine. So something like this is probably gonna pay. I don't know. It's gonna depend. Because it's medical, they might not pay as a crazy amount, but like probably like a 120 to 160 or so. What's this will probably pay? Make my educated guess for it. Again, I will definitely be applying for this. It's very, very interesting. I want to see what they have to say. Questions about this one so far? Jordan put a question. Have you considered tailoring a resume using ChatGPT? I don't. I pay someone to do my resume. So make sure it gets done properly. It's my biggest thing. So that's me personally. Normally I pay for something I know that I'm very crappy at, and I'm not very good at doing resumes. I'm pretty decent at reading them, but I'm not very good at doing them. So I pay someone else to do it. So we use a wonderful career services person, Tiara Swing. She's who I use for all my contracts and jobs. So she is wonderful. She is awesome. So definitely, if you guys want to connect with her, I would highly suggest that. She is awesome and wonderful. But yeah, I normally don't use ChatGPT to do my resume, right? It's just not my style personally. I can go to her. Sean Kirkland puts, so you stick with a single resume. I have multiple resumes for different versions, Sean. I have some for more automation stuff, some for more consulting stuff, some for federal, some for private. Just depends. I would not recommend tailoring your resume per job. That's gonna take way too long. I'll say tailor it per job type, right? So if you want to apply to two different types of jobs, right? Let's say you want to apply more to a more technical delivery job, like a detection engineer, threat hunter, that's fine. And then if you apply to a more like an advisory or consultant role, then have two separate resumes, right? Your experience set will be different, right? But I wouldn't say if you apply to 20 jobs per week, don't switch up your resume for each individual job. That's not very effective. My personal opinion. But that's just me. So let's look at another place that has jobs. Actually, let's look for jobs that I would apply for first. Let's see. Why is it not companies? That's interesting. It's a website. It's in JP Morgan. So a lot more companies have been doing their on-site mandates, for instance, keep that in mind. So for more junior folks, you probably have to be on site for the job. That is fine, right? Just make sure the job matches what your actual criteria is, or what you're actually looking for. But when you start out, don't be picky, right? The more flexible you are, the better off you're going to be. Would be my biggest thing towards you. LinkedIn user put. How would you look for internships on LinkedIn for fall of 2025? That's pretty simple to do. Our fall internship. They don't have many of summer, but you can literally just put in like cybersecurity internship, and then it should give you the jobs for it. And then from here, you can look down and see who's actually going to have the internships that you want, right? And you can filter down as well to type of job opportunities. But I know the first couple are internships though. And if you go to a company's site, you can also they'll have like an early grad or internship career part of it as well. And then you can just ask. So but yeah, that's one way you can do it. Let's go towards join our team. So I live in Dallas, so let's pick Dallas, Texas. We'll pick. Is the website LinkedIn better for job searching than the app? I mean, it depends, right? I normally just like the desktop. I can actually type. I prefer it to be on my phone because I'll waste a lot of time. So I just use a desktop app. But you can probably use it, or you can probably use the mobile app as well, and it probably works the same. I believe it's still the same information, so you should be fine. It's for JP Morgan. This is some of the roles that have opened, right? Let's look at this one right here. This one is for a cybersecurity intelligence senior associate incident response. So this is let's see here. All these are locations that you can apply for DC, Texas, Plano is Dallas, basically, Tampa, which is where I'm from originally, and then Delaware. Fun fact: I actually interviewed for JP Morgan. I was in college, and I flew me out to Delaware for the software engineering position, but I did not get it though. But it's okay. So let's take a look. Say threats, labyrinth suppliers, vendors assist, respond to accept your incidents, ensure an alignment. Let's see response when, challenges by related threats. Put more training. Let's see. Yeah, this is not. Yes, it's like senior role. Like I'll say mid-level probably. Honestly, like mid to senior. So you have to be, but you have to be 5 days inside an office. So keep that in mind. But it's definitely something that would be easily within my warehouse, though. Take another look. This is something that I applied for actually this past weekend. Oh, posting date. This isn't open for a long time. I did not realize that. I should not see that. That's interesting. It's been open for a while. So yeah, but this is something that I can definitely do. This is more front-facing threat intelligence lead for the firm. So it looks really cool as well. But nice. Yeah, so when I'm looking for jobs, it's normally my thought process where I like to look at the actual qualifications for it, type of search that I might need, location, right, and then pay, and then title. So there's multiple ways you can do it, just depending on what you want to do. Let's do one more part about the questions. What's a good firm to take a look at? Let's do Splunk. Let's do Splunk. You can go to actually about. We'll go to careers. We'll go to careers. So let's go into explore open roles. You can get to choose any one of these. I'll choose. I'm going to choose one. That's wonderful. Let's choose cyber location. We'll do Plano. Here's all the ones for Plano, Dallas, by the way. So we can do, let's see. None of these are ones that I would actually do. These are not my things. So product manager, what is that? Tattooing. Developers. Yeah, is it? So the pay is very good for this, by the way. Just this is not my cup of tea. So let's remove this. Let's do remote. We'll do cyber. These are all the cybersecurity ones, or should be. I put. Oh, that's interesting. Solutions. Let's see. So I'm trying to find a role that actually I would be able to do. Let's see if anything that I would actually do. Senior Solutions, Engineer based Mexico City, Solutions Engineer, Mexico. So, Mexico. So yeah, this is for Mexico City though, so I wouldn't apply for it. But yeah. Yeah, so normally this is how I look for like different types of roles to see what I would actually be interested in, right? And I would say even if you already have a job, I would say you should interview at least like once a quarter, just to keep that skill up and to actually understand like what you can do, what you cannot do, understand what your skill set actually is, understand what your value is towards the market, and then go from there. This is something that I would love to do. So probably apply towards this as well. Sako Kage, is a GitHub good for Splunk? Are you showing how you set folders in HomeLab? What are some interview questions you expect for a cyber role as a subject matter expert with Splunk? Yeah, that's fine. You can have a GitHub if you want to. The entire point of interview is there seeing what you actually be a good fit for the company, can you actually do the job, right? Are you competent enough to actually learn and develop different skills for them? So showing is always better than telling. I would highly suggest if you have your lab environment up and running to actually show them, right? Show them what you can do inside of it. So showing is one better than telling. So it really just depends. And very specific questions are going to come what the firm actually wants and what they want you to do, right? But they may ask you about what have you experienced set them forward? What are some issues you run inside of? How have you been able to manage configuration changes, right? Things of that nature. How do you actually forward data inside of Splunk, right? Things of that nature. And so if you're able to actually show them that in a live environment, right, you'll get a lot of different brownie points for that. Because most people will not do that. So if you're able to actually show instead of tell, I highly suggest that. Sako Kage, I don't know, I feel like I met you before. The type of questions you ask sound really familiar from one of my former students. Maybe it's just me. But yeah. So that is how you can look for jobs on different sites. There's a bunch of different companies you can look for as well, right? You can do different firms such as like ReliaQuest, as well as a bunch of different jobs too that you can take a look at. So it's just going to depend on what you actually want to do. Yeah, they have a bunch of different positions that you can actually try to go after. So there's a lot of different places you can apply for to try to get your foot in the door or to try to level yourself up. So again, it just depends on what you want to do. But are there any other last minute questions for me at all about what I've showed you so far today? Let me check the chat. It's the last like 4 minutes. I'll open the floor towards any questions anybody has for me on what we covered so far. Sakokage again put, should we tailor our resume for each job? Yeah, we answered that question a little bit earlier, but Cliff Note version is no. You should tailor it towards whatever specific type of roles you're trying to apply for. So if you're trying to apply for a lot of SOC consultant roles or cybersecurity consultant roles, that will be a different type of resume compared towards if you're trying to apply for, let's say, the tech engineering positions, right? So whatever type of job you're applying for, I'd make a role for that, right? So, but you should only be applying to like maybe 2 to 3 different types of jobs, and I'd say tailor it towards that. But I think it's very wasteful if you to tailor your resume towards each and every job that you would actually apply for. So, from what I've been told, and that's what I've learned, and that's my personal perspective on it. So Murray puts, is it worth it to learn Splunk for an IAM position? I would think it's worth it to learn Splunk. Because Splunk can ingest logs from any single platform or area inside of technology or cybersecurity, right? So IAM puts a big role inside of it. So oftentimes, IAM logs will get ingested inside of Splunk. So understanding how to actually configure that from a backend process standpoint, it will be very beneficial for you. So I would definitely suggest learning Splunk if you want to do IAM, in my personal opinion. I think it'd be very beneficial towards you. And if you ever want to move outside of IAM, you have that Splunk insurance too, which is always helpful. The woman to the left. Any question left in the questions at all? Is there a difference between consultant and engineer? Sako Kage plus, is there a difference between consultant and engineer for the day-to-day? Yeah. It also just depends, right? Remember, when you're a consultant, you're there to do a specific project and task, right? And normally after that, you leave. Also, normally if you're an engineer, right? If you're like working for an industry company, let's say Bank of America, Chase, JP Morgan, the tasks you'll work on will be different, and the things you'll manage will be different as well. Remember, when you're consulting, you're hired to fix one specific issue of the firm. And for the engineer, your job is to manage more aspects of what the firm actually needs help with. So this depends, right? Some consultants are more technical than others. Some are more advisory work. Some are more actually hands-on technical work. So just depends what firm you're working for, what industry you're in, and what your job has you doing. But awesome question though, Sako Kage. I believe that should be it. Okay, so next steps for you guys, whoever watching or whoever watches this in the future. If you want to support us, we have questions for me. Like, follow, and subscribe us on other channels. If you have direct questions for me, you have my information. You can directly DM me on LinkedIn, YouTube, Instagram, wherever you find us at, or go directly towards our site, which will be on my page as well. But other than that, I'll see you guys in around 2 weeks, because next week I'll be at B-Sides Tampa. So for all of my Tampa folks, if you're going to be there, you get to meet me in actual person. But otherwise, I appreciate you guys coming on. I'll see you guys next time.